Welcome to the From Yellow Fox channel. In this video, I'll be presenting a fascinating case of fraud and providing a psychological analysis. One of the most intriguing fraud stories in history, it contains clues to the interesting psychological methods of persuasion. Let's first recall this fraudulent tale. In October 1822, a Scotsman named MacGregor made a striking announcement. He declared that he was not only the son of a banker, but also the prince of the country of Poyais, situated along the Black River in Honduras. He exaggeratedly described the non-existent country. These lands, slightly larger than Wales, were so fertile that corn yielded crops 3 times a year. The waters were pure, and gold could be found in the riverbeds. The trees were abundant with fruit. Abroad, starting a new life in such a paradise-like country seemed very appealing compared to Scotland's dark and rainy weather and rocky soil. The only thing lacking in Poyais was settlers and investors to fully utilize these resources. At that time, investing in Central and South America was in vogue, and Poyais seemed like a good option. Scotland had no colonies of its own. This new country could be a stepping stone to the new world for it. Would you fall for such a scam? MacGregor was a master marketer and had ensnared many people into his trap. MacGregor employed 2 tactics to carry out his plan. Master fraudsters direct their persuasion efforts toward 2 aspects of human motivation: the tendency to take action and the inertia that prevents one from doing so. In 2003, 2 American social psychologists formulated these 2 persuasion tactics. The first tactic, called alpha, involved increasing the attractiveness of something. It implanted the idea that the proposed opportunity was perfect, that you were the best person to seize it, and how much you would benefit from it. The second was omega, aiming to break resistance. It sought to convince you of the ease of the proposal and that you had nothing to lose. Psychologists note that some people think in terms of gains, while others try to avoid losses and mistakes. Thus, the alpha and omega tactics together cover both of these approaches. MacGregor's offers contained such a mix. For example, he had interviews published in newspapers, discussing the benefits of settling in Poyais or investing there. For those needing further persuasion, he recommended reading a book describing the luxuries of life on a small island, written by Thomas Strangeways, actually MacGregor himself. This brochure naturally mentioned the opportunities not to be missed on the island. MacGregor's approach also included other tactics to make his proposal more enticing. Psychologists talk about 6 principles used in persuading people. 1. Reciprocity. I scratch your back, you scratch mine. 2. Consistency. I believe in what I believed yesterday. 3. Social proof. I'll belong because I did this. 4. Likability or friendship. 5. Scarcity. Hurry up or it'll run out. 6. Authority. You know why I'm speaking. MacGregor instinctively used exactly these tactics. The explanations for defrauding are as follows. Nobody else will give you this opportunity. Your investments will set an example. This opportunity doesn't come around often. Dr. Strangeways, the author of the book, is an authority on this. If you don't trust me, trust him. If I were unreliable, I wouldn't be interviewed in newspapers. MacGregor's tactics had worked. He raised $200,000. 7 ships full of people applied to cross the Atlantic Ocean to settle in Poyais. In September 1822 and January 1923, 2 ships carrying 250 passengers each set sail towards this imaginary island. But 2 months later, what they found upon arrival was nothing but ruins. There was no such place as Poyais. The passengers had been brought to a desolate shore in Honduras. Only 1/3 of them would survive, to be taken to Belize by a passing ship. The British Navy sent the other 5 ships back to Scotland. Meanwhile, MacGregor had fled to France. Even there, he continued promoting Poyais. Within a few months, he found new investors and passengers. However, France turned out to be more vigilant than England regarding passport procedures. The recent surge in applications to travel to an unheard-of country had caught officials' attention, leading to an investigation by a commission. MacGregor was arrested. After a short time in Edinburgh, he had to flee from the wrath of those who fell victim to the Poyais scam. He died in 1845 in the capital of Venezuela, Caracas. Now let's make a psychological interpretation of this interesting fraud incident. This story offers a very interesting subject of investigation from a psychological perspective. Focusing on persuasion and manipulation of people, we can consider the following elements. Buggers 1. Passion and desperation. MacGregor may have triggered people's hopes and desires by presenting Poyais, a perfect place they dreamed of, thus capitalizing on their desperation and desire to escape, promising a paradise-like country, in contrast to Scotland's dark and rainy weather. 2. Social approval and reputation. MacGregor positioned himself as a figure in society and might have gained credibility and reputation through social approval. By publishing interviews in newspapers and presenting himself as the Prince of Poyais, he gains people's trust. 3. Scarcity and urgency. By emphasizing the scarcity of investment opportunities and their rapid filling, he might have created a sense of urgency in people, prompting them to take action. This encourages people to make quick decisions and act without much thought. 4. Authority and trust. MacGregor might have established a sense of trust in people by presenting himself as the authority of Poyais and referring to other individuals. This increases people's confidence in him and the opportunity presented. By combining these elements, MacGregor successfully deceived people and collected a substantial amount of money. This story illustrates the powerful and manipulative nature of human psychology. Some people can be easily manipulated, which can create some challenges in life. Therefore, it is important to understand manipulation techniques well and take precautions against them. See you in another video.